Hi, Sophie here, taking you through the ultimate one-round circuit today. We're going to be doing 30 seconds of cardio, followed by 12 repetitions of a resistance exercise. Let me show you what you're going to need. So you're going to need a chair with a back. I've also got a resistance band, a nice light one, and a loop band, which you can, if you don't have a loop band, you can always tie your resistance band into a loop. I have these little plastic plates here. These are going to act as sliders. So depending on what surface you've got, whether it's carpet or a wooden floor, perhaps you could use paper plates, anything that can slide easily on the floor, and make sure it's something that you're not too attached to, because we are going to put our feet on them. Next up, I've got a set of 4 kilo dumbbells and a set of 2.5 kilo dumbbells, but as always, you can go lighter or heavier depending on your own fitness level. And the last thing I'm going to show you.
Now this is an optional extra. It's a bungee cord attached firmly to the ceiling. It's like a stretchy band. It's got handles on it, but it's for one exercise only. Also for one exercise only, a set of 1 kilo hand weights, completely optional as well.
Make sure you've done a good 5 to 10 minute warm up. Let's get started.
Our first 30 seconds is going to be a boxing combination. We go for a jab, jab, hook, hook, knee, knee. Jab, jab, hook, hook, knee, knee. Jab, jab, hook, hook, knee, knee. Now you can do this as fast or as slow as you like. We've only got about 5 more seconds to go. See if you can get one more round in. Jab, jab, hook, hook, knee, knee. Done. So our first resistance exercise, you'll need just one dumbbell, a smaller dumbbell, and we go for a squat with a single arm shoulder press. Bringing the weight towards the floor as you squat, keeping your back nice and straight, and you'll press the weight up towards the ceiling. Now, if you have any shoulder issues, you don't have to take the weight all the way to the ceiling. You can just bring the weight to shoulder height and stop there. So once we've done 12, we go back to another 30-second combination for cardio. So for this 30 seconds, we have a cross, cross, duck and weave, and then a kick, kick. Cross, cross, duck and weave, kick, kick. Cross, cross, duck and weave, kick, kick. Little bit of balance in those kicks so you don't have to lift your leg too high. Cross, cross, duck and weave. Make sure your abs are on when you do that duck and weave. One more round. Duck and weave, finish with the kicks. Great job. We'll take that weight and we'll do the other side for your squat shoulder press. Lock on through that core, feet are hip width apart, weight towards the floor, and then press it to the ceiling. And remember that option if you do have any shoulder issues where you can't lift overhead, just take the weight up to the shoulder height. Squeeze those glutes as you stand up. Make sure you breathe. Last one. Fantastic. Next 30 seconds. You'll need your chair and your sliders for this round. You're going to take a seat in the chair and you'll place one foot on each of the sliders. When you put your foot on the sliders, just be careful you don't put all of your weight down, just your toes resting on the sliders so you can move them easily back and forth. We have sort of a running action with a punching action of the arms. So a little bit of coordination here to get everything going at once. Gets your heart rate up by moving those arms back and forth. And you'll feel the backs of the thighs, your hamstrings, as you're moving the legs. Just be careful to protect your back. You want to avoid slouching back into the chair, sit upright, and that'll also help to work your abdominal muscles a little bit more. Just a couple of seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. So for your next resistance exercise, you'll need to place the loop band above your knees, just around your thighs. This will help keep your knees in better alignment for your squat. And you have the option to use your bungee cord from the ceiling if you have one available. Otherwise, you'll use a heavier set of dumbbells. So the dumbbells you'll place in your hands as you do a squat. I'll go through the bungee cord one in a moment. So with your squat, you want to sit your butt back towards your heels as though you're sitting into a chair. And it's almost like you're picking up groceries from the ground with those weights, keeping your back nice and straight. If you've got the bungee cord, however, you can utilize your lat muscles, the muscles underneath your arms that run down the side of your back. You'll hold onto the bungee cord, keeping your arms straight, and you'll pull the arms towards the back of the room. And as you do that, you'll squeeze underneath the armpits. So great full body exercise, this one. And for your next 30 seconds, you'll need your chair. Use the chair to remove your loop band. Just slip it off over the thighs, and then you can grab your sliders back. Placing one foot on each slider, this is a bit more of a coordination challenge as well. So it's like an ice skating movement. You're going to take both arms to the opposite side of the legs. By using the arms, that's what's going to get your heart rate up. It's working into your inner and outer thighs. And also that lateral side to side movement is going to work into your obliques, the sides of your waist. Just another 5 seconds to go. Trying to be as graceful as you can. 2 and 1. Superb. You're going to need your loop band back for your next resistance exercise. So pop those legs back in, band just above the knees onto those thighs where it feels comfortable. And moving the chair out of the way, we need a little bit of space for this one. You're going to be traveling. So I'm going to position myself into a squat, not too low, and I'm just going to crab walk 2 to the side and then 2 back to the other side. We do about 12 of these all together. So make sure that you keep your back straight when you're in this squat position. And with your arms, you can put them wherever you like, maybe hands on the hips or arms reaching up towards the ceiling. I've got a weird little T-Rex hand action going on there. Just make sure you keep your abs switched on. And if you've done the video more than once, you may like to experiment by changing direction. I've just sped the video up here so you can see maybe moving in a box-like position or diagonally. Just keeps things varied and spices things up for you, gives you a bit of an extra challenge. Ooh, hello glutes. You can slide that loop band off and getting ready for your next 30 seconds of cardio. It's a nice low impact combination of star jumps and skipping rope. Draw your shoulders back and down. For the star jumps, we do a little side tap, and then you spin the arms around like you're simulating jumping with a skipping rope. So it's a tap, tap, skip, skip, tap, tap, skip, skip. Now, if you want to make it more advanced and you want to bring your heart rate up more, you can take your arms to the ceiling on those star jumps. Anything where your arms come above the head increases the heart rate. If you've got any shoulder issues, you can always keep it low. For your resistance exercise this time, we're going to use those sliders. So take a seat in your chair, put both feet on the sliders, and you'll keep your core nice and firm, your torso up straight. Hold on to the chair as you kind of swivel the feet, the legs from side to side, moving as one. And this will work through your obliques, through your abdominal muscles, the sides of your waist. Doesn't look like much, but when you keep the rest of the body still to do that swivel action, it does take quite a lot of abdominal control. Next 30 seconds, we'll stay in our chair with your feet on your sliders, and we do that running action with the legs, and this time it's a bicep curl with the arms. So getting that heart rate back up. Hamstrings are starting to engage the backs of those thighs. You've got your arms pumping, little bicep curls to keep that heart rate up. 8 more seconds. Make sure you're breathing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yes, nailed it. For your next resistance exercise, you'll need to grab your heavier dumbbells. We've got a calf raise and bicep curl combination. With the weights in your hands, position your feet so that they're hip width apart. Draw your shoulders back and down, and we rise onto the toes and curl the hands towards the shoulders. This is a hammer curl, so if you have your palms facing in towards your thighs and the thumbs come towards your shoulders as you rise onto those toes. Can be a bit of a challenge for your balance, so to help with that you can find a still spot to focus on, perhaps on the floor or on the wall in front of you, or even try lighter dumbbells if you are getting a little bit wobbly. Push right into the balls of the feet as you rise. Last one. And moving on to your next set of cardio. Grab your chair, your sliders, and your resistance band for this one. You'll place the feet onto the sliders, 1 foot on each slider, and the band in your hands at about chest width apart and chest height. It's a double open action. So drawing the shoulders back and down, and you'll open arms and legs in one combined movement. This works through your chest, backs of the shoulders and arms, inner and outer thighs, and also your abdominal muscles. And I'm sure you can feel the heart rate coming up with this one as well. We've got less than 10 seconds to go. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You'll need your band and your chair for this next resistance exercise. You need the back of the chair though for balance. So just spin the chair around, and I'm going to position the band underneath my right foot and hold the band with my opposite hand with the left hand. I'll be working the left arm and the left leg. Switch on the abs and you'll reach the arm forward and the leg out the back. Keeping the standing leg a little bit bent, a slight micro bend in the knee, and you want to avoid lifting too high with the arm or leg. Notice how my arm doesn't come too much higher than my shoulder, and the leg, I'm not lifting so high that I'm leaning forward or arching through my back. You want to keep the rest of the body lifted and tall. For your next 30 seconds, you'll need your chair and your sliders. And an option for this one is you can also go ahead and grab those 1 kilo weights, but you don't have to. That's just an option. So with the weights in hands and feet on your sliders, you have an open with the legs and an alternating shoulder press with the arms. Takes a little bit with coordination with this one, and as I said, you don't have to use weights. The weights eventually get quite heavy, so because the arms are going over the head, you're getting your cardio, legs are going out and in, working outer and inner thighs, core muscles are switched on. There's only 5 more seconds. 4, breathe, 3, 2, and 1. Other side for your arm and leg extension. So grab your chair and your resistance band. I'm going to place the band this time underneath my left foot and hold the band in my right hand. So it'll be right arm and leg that is working. Small little micro bend in that left leg. Core muscles are in. And we reach forward with the arm, extend out the back with the leg. Working through the front of the shoulder and the hamstring, the back of the thigh, and also the bottom, the glutes on the leg. Last one. And our final 30 seconds. We need the chair and your sliders and your band, your resistance band. So placing 1 foot on each slider, and you'll put the band around your back, around the upper back. You'll hold on quite close next to the chest, And as you slide the legs forward and back, you'll also press the hands, the arms forward and back. You might need to shorten your grip on the band for a nice chest press. And once again, we're working into those hamstrings, the backs of the thighs on those legs. Make sure you stay up nice and tall. Lift up through the crown of the head. You're almost there. Last one. And moving on to our next 12 repetitions. This time you'll need your heavier weights again. So with your dumbbells in your hand, position your feet hip width apart for a deadlift row. Your core muscles are in. You're going to tip forward from your hips, keeping a straight back. Then you'll do a row and then rise back up. So deadlift, row, and rise. Tip forward, row, rise. Once again, you'll keep a micro bend in your knees. You don't want to lock out through those joints. And as you do your row, you want to try and draw your elbows past your body. You can always opt to the lighter weights if you need, if you find this one a bit too challenging. And make sure you keep those core muscles in to protect your back as you tip forward. Really sitting your weight back into your heels. You've just got 2 more to go. This is your last one. And you can place those weights gently back down. And let's go cardio. This exercise I like to call running man. So you're going to have all of your weight in your left foot, your left leg, square off your hips, and you're going to drive your right knee up in towards your chest as you do a running action with your arms. Now this one, you want to keep a good, decent bend in that standing leg, that left leg. And you're gonna, particularly after we did those deadlifts, you're gonna feel this quite a lot in that standing leg, in that left leg. I've doubled up my arms there to increase the heart rate, but you have the option to always stick with your running arms, the single arms. Give it a little shake, little pat, little rub. And for your next set of resistance, you'll need your chair and 1 single lighter dumbbell. Now I'm going to mirror you, so you can take the dumbbell in your right hand, and we're going to be using the opposite leg, so your left leg. Sit up nice and tall, and we do a bicep curl with a leg extension. So right arm curling towards that shoulder as you lift that left leg, working into the top of the thigh, the quadricep. Little bit of abs as you lift that leg as well. So just be careful that you don't slouch. You want to keep abdominal muscles in nice and firm so that you keep that back straight. And we move back to our second side of running man, or running person, should I say. Setting the timer for 30 seconds. Weight is in now your right leg. Square off the hips and chest, core muscles are in, and away we go. Let's race. Using those Terminator type arms, or you have the option, if you want to make it stronger, to double up your arms, reaching them right up towards the ceiling and drawing that knee in to work more into your abdominals. Oh, I'm really feeling that right leg now, that hamstring, that bottom. Fatiguing. And done. Give it a shake. Let's grab your chair and your weight for the other side. So the weight will now be in your left hand, and you'll be extending the right leg. Sit up tall, and we curl hand to the shoulder as you extend the leg. Now I'm doing the hammer curl again with that bicep curl, but you have the option to play around and maybe face the palm forward, change the angle of the bicep curl. And if this isn't your first time doing the video, you can always pause the video at any stage for this particular exercise and grab yourself an ankle weight or a bag of rice or something to increase the resistance for that quadricep muscle. And that brings us to the end of our 30-second, 12 repetition combo section of our circuit. Our final 2 minutes is going to be focused on our triceps. So you'll need your chair and your resistance band. Place the band underneath your right foot and holding the band in your left hand. You're going to do a tap back with the left foot, and keeping the left arm straight, you'll do a tricep extension. So you may need to shorten the band, lengthen the band, depending on how much resistance you want. Just make sure you don't round or hunch through that spine. You want to keep the back straight. And by incorporating that tap back with the foot, we're keeping our heart rate up, keeping that cardiovascular system working at the same time as fatiguing through those triceps. Change sides. So band will go underneath the left foot, holding it in your right hand, and it'll be right arm and right leg will tap back this time. Brace through that core, straight spine, and away we go. Remember, longer band will be easier. Taking hold lower down, or a shorter band will make it more challenging and give you more resistance for the back of that arm. 10 seconds left. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next exercise is a tricep kickback. So this time we'll have the band under the same foot as the arm. So I'm going to use my left arm. Band will be underneath the left foot. Quite a good bend in the knees so that you can tip forward from the waist in that slightly bent over position, and you start with a bent elbow. So leaning forward can sometimes cause discomfort in the back. If you need, you can always stand completely upright. You just don't get as much range as you're moving the arm back and forth. So keep the elbow quite close into the body and level with your torso. Abs stay locked in. You've only got a few more to go. 3 seconds, 2, and 1. Ouch. All right, change sides. We're almost there. Band goes underneath the right foot. Bend those knees, tip forward from the hips, keeping your back straight. Elbow bends to start, and away we go, kicking it out the back. Smile. Keep those core muscles drawing in. And remember, the shorter you make your band, the harder it is. So it's up to you how hard you work. Remember the option to stand upright if you're feeling any discomfort through your back. Otherwise, keep it tipped forward. Come on, you can do it. 2 more and you're done. Absolutely awesome. I'm going to show you some stretches on the ball that you can try today. Rounding the back, spreading the shoulders apart, reaching over side to side. Remember, with all your stretches, you want to hold them for about 10 to 15 seconds. I've sped the video up just so we can get through them all. You can do a twist with your knees together, looking over the opposite shoulder. Next up, you can try a shoulder stretch by crossing one arm in front of the chest, taking hold of it with the opposite. Then we've got a hamstring stretch. You sit slightly forward on the ball, one leg goes straight, and you can either rest on the bent knee, or if you're quite flexible, you can take your hands all the way to the floor. Make sure that as you tip forward, you do keep your back nice and straight. Really stick your bottom out to feel that stretch through the back of the thigh. I'm going to do a glute stretch. Holding on to the wall or a chair, you'll place one ankle over the opposite knee and then just lean forward. Doing both sides, of course. Next stretch is a hip flexor. So you can kind of sit side saddle on the ball and take one leg back like you're in a giant lunge, and the same arm as the back leg you'll take up and over to get a side lean, so a little side waist stretch, side torso stretch, but also through the front of the hip and thigh on that back leg. And lastly, my favorite stretch to do is just flop over the ball. Let all your body weight just hang and round through that spine. Really relaxing. Thanks so much for working out with me, and I'll see you next time.